Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it's hard for the people of Kakamega and especially Malava constituency to accept the passing on of this humble man, a gentleman, a man who I can't recollect when he ever clashed with anybody. I want to use this opportunity to celebrate him and to encourage his 5 sons that the example the father has left, it is indeed possible for them to outlive it. I also want to say pole to the wife, who by coincidence is the daughter of my aunt. And Mr. Speaker, the people of Malava have been lucky for so long. When Angatia was MP, the late, he was a very humble man. And when Peter Soita Shtanda took over, Shtanda was equally very humble. And finally, there goes Malulu, who is again a very humble man. I want to appeal to Parliament that we immortalize Malulu Injendi by giving the village elders the dream of earning a salary as envisioned by Malulu Injendi when he moved the bill that is going through the due process. Mr. Speaker, Malulu Injendi did so much together with Honorable Emmanuel Wangwe. They did so much for the new order in the sugar industry. I want to use this opportunity to appeal to the government to ensure that that bill is implemented to the letter. There is speed-up regulations to accompany it and to get rid of cartels in the sugar industry, which is the reason why we are not doing well. Finally, I would like to appeal to the people of Malava. Now that the President has given us Shamberere National Polytechnic, to think of how they can leave a mark in his name in that institutions. Because Malulu and I, we disturbed the President so much before he gave us that factory. And finally, Mr. Speaker, let us also remember where we have come from. We fought to form this government. We fought. And when I see a few careless people wanting to bring division with this government, within this government, I don't like it. Even if we have offended each other, let us come back so that, Mr. Speaker, the sweat, the blood, and broken limbs that occasioned the birth of this government can have a meaning. Mr. Speaker, I say this because we were in the home of Malulu Injendi when the police descended on us, tear gassed us, beat us up, went into Malulu Injendi's house, tear gassed him with his children. I saw Malulu, he was a tall, dark guy with white mucus coming from his mouth, from his nose. Mr. Speaker, this government meant so many things. May this government succeed in giving our people development.
Senator Ososi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, first of all, I and my family would like to, and the people of Vihiga that I represent, I'd like to send my sincere condolences to the family, friends, and the entire Malava constituency fraternity for having lost such an able leader. Mr. Speaker, you know that you and I and several members here, Senator Kisang, Senator Manzo, we served in the National Assembly with and Onyonka also. We served in the National Assembly together with the late Malulu, and Malulu exemplified three important virtues. One was the humility, two, simplicity, and three, service to the people. And I remember that Malulu contributed so much to the development of legislation in the National Assembly then. The issue of village elders being empowered, it's still pending, Mr. Speaker. I think for the remembrance of the late Malulu, we need to fast track that legislation so that our village elders, who are doing a very important role in our villages, are able to receive some stipend from the national government. The same way CHPs are also receiving stipend from the county government and also the national government. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Malulu also played a big role in ensuring that we have a responsible social media. Mr. Speaker, I remember very well when we were serving in the Committee of ICT with Senator Kisang here being the chair. Honorable Malulu brought a legislative proposal to our committee to ensure that we have a responsible and better use of the social media. We looked at that, and that is what gave way to two very important legislation. The legislation on Data Protection Act and the legislation on Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Act. So the gentleman we are mourning today has played a big role in development of legislation in this country, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when I heard about this death, I was shocked because early part of December, Honorable Malulu called me and told me, DPL, I want to have a meeting with you. And I said I will create time to have a meeting. Then a week later again, he called me and said he wanted to have a meeting with me. I am very sorry that my friend has gone to heaven without us having the meeting that he had requested. Indeed, the Luhya community, we have lost a strong leader, a leader who worked for the people, a leader who genuinely pursued people's interest, especially the sugarcane farmers in Butali, West Kenya, Mumias, and all over the country. He played a big role in ensuring that the rights of the farmers are protected. And he did that without any self-interest. You know what happens in the sugar industry. Honorable Malulu was not the type. He did it for the service of the people of Malava, of people of Kakamega, and the people of Western and the people of Kenya. So indeed, we have lost a great leader, and we wish to state that may the Almighty God rest his soul in eternal peace. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.